Hi friends, continuing our stock updates, next up Tyson Foods. The stock price of Tyson has been staying between $60 and $65 for like 5 months now, and as my earlier valuation stated that the company could be a buy for me starting at $58, it has been close to that but not quite there yet. I have now evaluated Tyson Foods again and there's some amount of uncertainty in my valuation of it, so what I have decided to do myself is to really dollar cost average into this position if I get a chance. I think Tyson could be okay value at $58, good value at $52, and great value at $44. This is also how I am thinking of buying the stock and respectively then also possibly start selling it at similar intervals of $68, $79 and maybe $90 per share. If I were to go the full trip here, so to speak. All scenarios assume 10% annual returns. So what do I like about Tyson myself? Firstly, as I used to work in the food industry myself, I feel this stock being inside my circle of competence, truly. Tyson Foods has economies of scale and is the biggest company in its industry in the United States. Economies of scale is so important in this industry. Company's debt is on very manageable levels. Meat industry is a hated industry and hated industries is where you find value more often in my opinion. By the way, talking about hated industries now, subscribe the channel for future updates including one GEO group coming soon, and that's a stock in my portfolio. Here are my returns of last year with GEO group right now as a teaser for you of what's coming. Value investing, you go where the value is. More on that later. Moving on now though with Tyson Foods again. Finally, I like the fact that management and the board have skin in the game, with this one mainly due to big ownership by the founding Tyson family. Now speaking of family, we move to risks now. In my last video I said I didn't like the fact that the new CFO of the company promoted from within is John R. Tyson, son of the board chairman John H. Tyson. From corporate governance standpoint, one could not like this, and what on earth happened right after his promotion? The man got so drunk he went to sleep in another person's house where police arrested him. There is footage from the incident on the internet and the affair was, well, quite interesting. The man also survived non-confidence vote and thus is still acting CFO of Tyson Foods. Now I understand this all happened on his free time, but come on man, really. You have just been quite questionably promoted because you have the right last name. Maybe try a little bit harder next time. And I do want to highlight that everybody should have fun during their free time, but try to end up sleeping in your own house and don't get arrested for doing anything stupid. Now I am skeptical of Tyson's corporate governance, and rightfully so I would say, and I am willing to let this one go maybe once here, but should something even remotely similar happen again in the company and I would already be a shareholder of the company and this guy wouldn't get fired immediately, I am most likely selling, and I suspect I would not be the only one thinking like this at that point. Other risks with Tyson then are environmental/health driven regulatory crackdown in my opinion by the government to steer people's eating habits more eco-friendly and healthy, but taken into account that this is United States we are talking about, I don't see this very likely. I just returned home from Texas myself and they love their barbecue there. And what's not to love? Terry Black's barbecue was excellent. I went there to eat twice when I was in Dallas myself. Then related risk would also be consumer preferences changing away from meat, but again I don't see this very likely since we are talking about United States here. I would like to claim wherever you are, at least in the Western world, changing of eating habits is one of the hardest things for people to do. I cannot see this as a big risk for Tyson overall. Maybe one final thing I would like to see myself before buying into Tyson stock would be some insider buying of the stock, which I kind of suspected would have happened at these $60 levels already, but hasn't happened. So we see what happens when and if the stock goes below 60. Or then I would maybe like to see someone in the circle of people, investors who I follow, to pick up interest on Tyson, or then some super investors buying into Tyson Foods. Actually, from dataroma.com, you can see small buys by some super investors of Tyson in Q4 22, so last quarter of last year. Very small buys, but still. Should some other people start buying Tyson Foods, that would bring kind of some more confidence to me also. This is shameless cloning and there's nothing wrong in that, to get some little extra boost to your confidence when talking about a company, talking about a stock. Well, this was it. Let me know what you think of Tyson Foods in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, thanks for liking the video, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.